the general elections, but there are also self-serving calls instigated by anti-BBI crusaders. There are also those who believe very strongly that BBI is pursuing a just cause and that is being resisted in the same way the push for return to multipartyism and the struggle for a new constitution, among other landmark changes, have been resisted in the past, and that the promoters should proceed to the highest court in the land for a final word. As promoters of BBI bill, me and Junet Mohammed, we have weighted the options, suggestions, and reasons since last Friday. We have come to the conclusion that there is need for this matter to proceed to the Supreme Court. The initiative was supported by over 4 million Kenyans. Their overriding sentiment is that we must pursue this matter to the very end. We therefore wish to inform the country that as a secretariat, we shall be supporting the appeal of the Attorney General and the Supreme Court on BBI. We believe that the Supreme Court has a wider and more encompassing mandate when dealing with the matters of great national interest than the High Court or the Court of Appeal. Section 3 of the Supreme Court Act says that the objective of the Supreme Court is, among other obligations, develop rich jurisprudence that respect Kenya's history and tradition and facilitate its socio, economic, and political growth, enables important constitutional and other legal framework, including matters relating to the transition from the former to the present constitutional dispensation, to be determined by having due regard to the circumstances, history, culture of the people of Kenya. This very wide mandate in interpretation of our Constitution is given to the Supreme Court judges because in times of national crisis like we are, and which we are leading to now, they can innovate and steer the country towards unity and growth. We believe that the two lower courts failed to appreciate the delicate balance needed in resolving an issue like the one before us, and only the Supreme Court judges have both the vocation and the mandate to do so. We, however, take note that the Court of Appeal judgment made some significant positive pronouncement on BBI, which represents important progress from the High Court ruling before. This includes, number one, the affirmation of legality of BBI Task Force and BBI Steering Committee. Number two, affirmation that the President has powers to establish ad hoc committee and bodies. That was affirmed in the ruling. Number three, affirmation that came out from the Court of Appeal is that the promoters of BBI are Junet Mohammed and Dennis Waweru under Article 257 of the Constitution. They also affirmed that the role of IEBC under the Article 257(4) is to verify an initiative, and it was supported by 1 million registered voters. That was affirmed, and not to verify of the authenticity of the signatures. Number five, affirmation is that IEBC has mechanism to verify an initiative by using its register of voters and biometric as it is and as it did in BBI bill. The other affirmation that we got from the ruling is that the county assemblies and parliament cannot alter, vary, or change the content of a constitutional amendment bill during their consideration. Number 7 affirmation that we got from the ruling is that the referendum question are to be contained in one bill